Today's lesson is equations with variables on both sides, and our goal is that we can solve equations with variables on both sides of the equal sign. Remember that each pouch contains the same number of coins. How many coins are in each pouch in this diagram? So, if we look at this, we will recall that last time we did this, we did some canceling by crossing out things that we had in common on both sides of the equal sign. So for example, we have 1, 2 pouches on both sides of the equal sign. And then we have 1, 2, 3 coins. So we're going to cancel out 1, 2, 3 coins. So we see that 1 pouch is equal to 30 coins. I'm sorry, 9 coins when we count them up. Okay? So our equation then would be 3x plus 3 equals 2x plus 12. Okay? So we're going to subtract 2x from both sides. And we get 1x over here. We still have the plus 3 over here and the 12. And we subtract the 3 from both sides. And we get that 1x equals 9. Okay? So now we're going to do this one here. All right. So we've got 2 x's and 21 coins equals 5 x's and 3 coins. So we subtract 2x on this side, leaving us with 21 coins on this side and 3 x's over here, and still the 3 coins. Then we're going to subtract 3 coins over here, and we're left with 3 x's equal to 18. And then we divide by 3, and we can divide into 3 equal groups, and we get that x equals 6. Okay? Now let's take it to this without pictures. All right. So we have 9x equals 12x minus 9. We're going to subtract the 12x. You know what? I'm going to move that over if I can, because it's awfully crowded. There we go. Try this again where I have space. Sorry. So subtract 12x again. I actually have room to write it. All right. So that leaves me with negative 3x on this side and negative 9 over here. Okay? And then I divide both sides by negative 9. No, sorry. I'm used to being on that side. All right, divide both sides by negative 3. And I get that x is equal to 3. All right, next one. I'm going to subtract this x. And it can go either way. If I can, I prefer not to have a negative. So I did, on the one in green, I had the 9 already on one side, so it was easier to just mess with subtracting the 12 and dealing with the negative. But over here, since I have constants on both sides and variables on both sides, I will just get rid of the one that's going to leave me with a positive coefficient with my variable. So I get 3x plus 5 equals 23. Then I'm going to subtract 5, leaving me with 18 on one side and 3x on the other. Boy, that looks familiar from the previous page. And I get x equals 6 after I divide. Okay? All right. Geometry connection. Each side of the triangle has the same length. What is the perimeter of the triangle? So we know that 5x plus 9 is equal to 7x plus 5. So, because those sides that we've been told are equal. Move the variable terms to the left side. So, and it really wouldn't matter, but in this case, we are being told to move them to the left. Okay, I wish I'd written this the other way. And it doesn't matter which side you put them on, if you're comfortable with them on one side versus the other. Okay. Okay, so good enough. Now I'm going to, it says to move the constant terms to the right, so I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides, leaving me with negative 2x on one side and negative 2x and then a negative 4 on the other. Then my last step is to solve the equation. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. And I get that x equals 2. Okay. Okay. Now it's always a good idea to go back and insert the numbers into your equation to make sure you're right. So if I do 5 times 2 plus 9, I get 19. And is it equal to 5 times 2 plus 5? No, sorry, not 5, 7 times 2. And that's also 19 because it's 14 plus 5. So we are good. We check. Always a good idea to go back and do that. Okie doke. Solve the following equation. 21 equals 3 times 2x plus 30. Notice we're using the distributive property. So as we've been doing, we distribute. So we get 21x on this side still, and 6x plus 90. Okay, and then we're going to solve. I'm going to keep going right here. So I'm going to subtract 6x from both sides. We get 15x equals 90. I'm going to divide both sides by 15. And x equals 6. Okay, solve these equations. And as always, you are invited to pause this, do them on your own, and come back and check out my solved equations. We're going to distribute 4 times w, and then 4 times 9 is 36, equals 7w plus 18. All right. And you don't have to go one way or the other. I'm going to take it over here so I don't have a negative exponent. Of course, then I'm going to have a negative the other way. And I'd rather have, it doesn't really matter. Negative 36 equals 3w plus 18 minus 18. I basically add those together. And I divide by 3, and I get 18 again. Oops, helps if I show that stuff. So I get negative 18 is equal to w. All right, distribute over on this problem. 2y plus 8 equals negative 3y minus 7. All right, so I'm going to add 3y to both sides. And I get 5y plus 8 equals negative 7. Subtract 8 from both sides. 5y equals negative 15. I'm going to divide because I'm doing the opposite of multiplication. Do that on both sides to keep them balanced. Y equals 3 because a negative divided by negative is positive. And last. Okay, so here we have a word problem. Mia and Joseph are making fruit bowls. Joseph cuts the fruit at a rate of 3 pieces per minute, and Mia distributes the fruit into the bowls at a rate of 9 pieces per minute. Joseph had already cut 72 pieces of fruit when Mia started. If Joseph continues to cut the fruit at the same rate, how many minutes will it take for Mia to catch up to Joseph? So, X is going to be our minutes. Always good to identify what your variable is. Joseph's variable, or Joseph, okay, so Joseph would be 72 plus, he's going at a rate of 3x. Mia is working at 9x.
Feet.
Okay, so these two are, we're trying to figure out when they're equal. So we're going to set them equal to each other. So we've got that. Now, let's identify real quick. This is what Joseph already has. This is his rate for cutting per minute, right? And this is Mia's per minute rate. Okay. So now we just need to solve this. This one's not too bad. We need to subtract our 3x from both sides to get our variable on both sides of the equal sign. We're left with 72 on one side and 6x on the other. Now, to get x all by itself, we divide because it's being multiplied. So we do what we do on one side, we do on the other. 72 divided by 6, hopefully you guys know this one, is 12. So it's going to take 12 minutes for Mia to catch up. I hope you enjoyed our lesson today. If you have any questions, please bring them to me next time we see each other. Until then, bye-bye.